Thank you so much for joining me today at Everyday Yoga. Today's practice is a recording of a live Zoom class. We will be doing restorative yoga down on our mats today. This will be a practice to help open up the lungs and the heart to get our circulation flowing. And also to open up the shoulders along with opening up the heart. Get a little ease in the neck, the hips. Heck, we'll just get as much ease as we can. So go ahead and let's find a pillow or a blanket or a rolled up towel or something that you can sit on and just elevate your hips. And either bring your legs out extended in front of you in Dandasana pose, or if cross-legged feels good to you, go ahead and draw one leg in and then the other, or stack them crisscross, whichever allows your sit bones to be nice and even with your legs kind of those knees sort of going downward rather than upward. If you have yoga blocks and your knees are going upward, you can support your knees with your blocks, taking them like this or even on the medium setting, depending on your body. This is a more active posture. Even just sitting here and sitting up nice and tall and drawing length through your spine, you're using a lot of little structural muscles. You're opening up the joints from our usual, even slightly hunched over version. So you're building strength, but it takes a little bit of effort here. And if your goal here is to relax the body and relax the nervous system, by all means, put those blocks underneath the knees and allow yourself that relief and that release and let gravity do the work. So I think I am going to do that today. I've had it kind of somehow in my brain that using blocks like this was cheating a little bit. But the more I do it, the more nurtured I feel and the more taken care of I feel. And I'm the one doing that taking care, that self-care, which has become such a buzz phrase anyway. But anyway, you do what feels best to you. So find a place where you can sit up nice and tall. And just invite yourself to land in your body. Just notice any sensation that you notice. You might have areas of pain or discomfort, and maybe your attention goes there first. And you might just acknowledge those areas of yourself and just offer them a little ease and maybe even ask them, what do they need to feel nurtured and taken care of? And maybe how you can do that for yourself. Just bring a little invitation to those areas to just be what they are. And as you notice those areas, begin to notice the breath. Wherever it is. And if at any time you want to move to a chair while we're seated or support your back against a wall or a couch or something like that, definitely do that, because this can be a very tiring posture if you're not used to sitting up like this. So do what you need to do to take care of yourself. But as you notice any areas of tension or discomfort, just invite the breath to come there. Imagine inhaling and letting the breath inflate and fill those areas with oxygen. And as you exhale, just let those places soften. Allow yourself to relax within and around the tension. And then just with curiosity, let yourself feel those places. Oftentimes we get a crick in the neck or something and we're constantly massaging it or rolling our head around or rubbing on it or whatever to just try and find some ease because we don't want to feel it. So when we allow ourselves to feel what's going on in the body, we increase our capacity to feel what's going on in other areas of our lives. And then maybe see if you can just observe the feeling, the discomfort, the dis-ease. Just be a watcher of it. And just allow its existence to be. A lot of our suffering comes from wishing things were different than they are. And sometimes we have no control over how things are. Or maybe we do and we're taking steps to change it, but it takes time to get there. So this practice of noticing, breathing, relaxing, feeling, watching, and allowing can help us to be present and more at ease in our bodies. And if you've been sitting cross-legged for some time, go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. And then begin to notice all the other parts of your body that are not tense, that don't feel any pain, that feel good or maybe just neutral. And just notice all of those places that are strong and healthy, balanced. And just maybe bring your hands to your heart and bow your chin gently downward in gratitude for the places of softness and ease, the places of discomfort that call our attention, and just for yourself being here, nurturing and taking care of yourself today. And then release your hands and bring your hands to your knees. Inhale yourself to a nice tall height. Once again, recommit to that long spine. Exhale, soften the shoulders down. Inhale, and let's reach those arms out towards the side walls, up overhead alongside the ears. Bring your hands together overhead and exhale, bringing your hands back down to your heart. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling the arms out, reaching outward, opening up through the heart, maybe looking up to find your thumbs. Exhale, hands right back down to your heart. Maybe tracking your thumbs on the way down. And then reaching out and up, palms together overhead. Exhale, hands right down to meet your heart. Another full breath right here. And then we'll inhale, both arms up high to the sky. Exhale, bring those right fingertips down towards your mat. And inhale as you reach up and over towards the right. Inhale, both arms up high to the sky. Exhale, reaching fingertips down towards the left. Inhaling, fingertips, right fingertips over towards the left. And we'll do that again, twice each side. Move with your breath. Move as fast or as slow as feels nurturing to you. What does your body need today? One more time each side. And then we'll inhale, hands right back up overhead. Exhale the palms together. Keep them over the crown of the head though. We'll take a breath or two here, really pressing the palms together, pressing the fingers together, pressing those thumbs together. Notice the palms touching one another. Draw those elbows back toward one another and the shoulder blades down the back. One more inhale here, lifting the heart a little bit higher. Exhale, hands right on down to your heart. And then let's go ahead and come into staff pose, legs extended if you're not there already. I'm gonna turn towards the side so that I have plenty of room out in front of me on the mat. And we're gonna take those toes up towards the sky and maybe even kind of see if you can draw the toes actively back towards the knees. And you can still be seated on your support here if you like to just lift the hips a little higher. See if you can find some length in the back. Find some nurturing here that you can give yourself as you draw the shoulders down and back, supporting yourself with your outstretched arms. Take another full breath right here. And then we'll inhale the arms up high to the sky. Exhale, hinge up and over those legs. Inhale once again. Exhale, just bring the hands right on down towards the mat. Continue breathing right here, keeping a straight spine for now. The seated forward fold is something that can be done for 5 or 10 minutes a day. The longer you stay here, the more you can release that fascia, that connective tissue. Notice any places on your low back, maybe that are a little bit tight or tense, and see if you can just breathe into the low abdomen and expand the low back. Next time you inhale, go ahead and walk yourself back up to that nice tall spine. And then we'll bend that right knee and bring the sole of the right foot up towards the sky. Just hug that knee in right here. Drawing that nice long spine still, keeping the shoulder blades down the back, keeping those left toes pointed up towards the sky, nice and active here. Even though this doesn't look like you're doing a whole lot, it does take a lot of supportive muscles. It takes your tendons and your ligaments, all supporting your joints to be up nice and tall like this. So just continue to find length, find softness. And then holding on to that right knee, let's inhale the left arm up high to the sky. Exhale, wrap the left arm around the right knee and twist towards your right. And just look off to the right side here. This might be enough of a twist for you right here. Or you might want to bring those right fingertips down to your mat next to your hip. Give yourself a little kickstand here. And you may even want to bring that left forearm to rest on the top of the right thigh or knee. And just really draw both shoulders back and down. Inhale, lengthen to your spine. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper or maybe soften a little more. If you come into the deeper twist and you find it doesn't feel good, come back to the previous variation. We'll take one more breath here. And then we'll unwind and inhale both arms high to the sky. Exhale, twist towards your left, bring your fingertips down to the mat and take a counter twist. Just letting your head bow forward. And notice that long muscle alongside your spine on the right side that goes all the way from the base of the skull down to the low back. I forget what it's called now, but if I think of it, I'll write it in the description of this video when I post it. But it's amazing how big and strong these supportive muscles alongside the spine are, and how pain from your neck can travel all the way down to your low back because of that connection. Let's inhale back up to center. Exhale, straighten out that right leg. Maybe shake your legs out or windshield wiper the feet. And then we'll bend the left knee. Bring the sole of the left foot down to the mat. And just wrap those fingers around the front of your shin once again. If you have your fingers interlaced and you have them interlaced the same way you did the first time, you might want to switch it up and bring the opposite thumb on top. Just strengthening the synapses in our brain that allow us to go with the flow and be at ease with changes. Tuck that chin, lift the heart. Next time we inhale, let's go ahead and bring that right arm up to the sky. Exhale, twist, wrapping that right arm around the left knee. Maybe using both hands to hug the left knee in, or maybe reaching that left hand back as a little kickstand for some support. And if twisting a little deeper seems like it might be a good idea for you today, you can bring your right forearm to the top of the right thigh or left thigh or knee, excuse me, and draw both shoulders back and down. This is a great stretch for computer users who are moving that mouse all the time. I have that little place underneath my armpits on my rib cage I call my mouse muscle. And it gets a little tight and irritated, and you can kind of wiggle yourself around to really get that spot good here. Maybe take a breath, inhale there. And exhale to soften. We'll inhale, both arms to the sky, unwind. Exhale, take your counter twist. Right, or fingertips all down to the right. Let that head bow forward and imagine that long, beautiful muscle all the way from the base of your spine up through your neck. Just getting a nice big stretch here. And then we'll inhale, unwind, straighten out that leg. Keep your cushion or not. I'm going to go ahead and set mine aside for now. And bring those feet together in cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana in the Sanskrit. And we'll find that tall spine once again. Maybe hold your ankles or your toes and press your elbows to the tops of your thighs, or at least towards the tops of your thighs. I can barely touch mine. If your arms are longer, you might have a little more leverage. And we'll lift that heart, draw the elbows down, shoulder blades back. Keep the chin tucked for now. Inhale here. Exhale, just round the top of the spine forward and bring the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift the heart, drop the elbows, look up maybe a little bit. Exhale, rounding just the top of the back and maybe a little bit into the middle of the back. Inhale, maybe staying with that movement there, or maybe opening up the throat as you lift the heart. Exhale, rounding back as much as you like, middle back, rocking backward. And then maybe even do a little rocking. Inhale, rocking forward. Exhale, rocking back. Stretching out all those muscles that have been tight today. And then we'll inhale forward. The next time you exhale, round through the right side of the body and all the way back. Inhale through the left side of the body and all the way forward again, making big circles or maybe little circles. Again, whatever feels like it's taking care of you today. What's taking care of you? And then the next time you inhale forward, go ahead and reverse your circles, moving with your breath and the speed that feels good to you. And say one more full time in the second direction. Coming all the way forward and then inhaling back to a nice tall spine. And then let's go ahead and take a nice wide-legged stance here. Bring the feet out as wide as feels good to you. Again, you can be sitting on a blanket or a towel or whatever to support those hips. Just kind of find a place where you're really sitting evenly on both sit bones here. And you can have those toes pointed up towards the sky. Maybe drawing the toes back towards the knees once again as you flex through the heels. They don't have to be lifted off the floor. I'm going to come back a little bit, so mine aren't. And you might want to have your blocks nearby for some support here. We're just going to go ahead and inhale a nice tall spine here. Exhale, again, soften those shoulders. Inhale, the hands up high to the sky. Exhale, hinge up and over, out of those ribs. Next time you exhale, bring the hands right on down to the floor. And again, stay nice and long through the spine here and breathe into the low back. Maybe you walk the fingertips out a little farther. Maybe you bring your forearms down to your floor, but I'm not going to today. I'm going to stay nice and popped up. I had my car worked on today, and so I was sitting in an unfamiliar spot for a number of hours. So this is feeling really great for me today. Thank you all for coming so that I could share this with you. And just continue to come to your depth, whatever feels good to you. If you've got blocks or pillow available to you, You can bring them in any configuration that feels supportive for you. And instead of finding extension in the spine, you can bring, how many, maybe 2 blocks. There we go. That's the one. And just turn the palms up and let the feet soften. And have this be more of a restorative posture. If you don't have blocks, no worries. You can just take the blocks out from underneath you and bring your hands to the floor and simply allow the back to round and the top of the head to come down to the earth as you soften through the knees. And if you find that after a while you can change the height of your blocks as your body starts to release a little bit, then by all means do that. We're going to be here for 5 full breaths. Breathing into the back body. Allowing the jaw to be soft, allowing the arms to be heavy. Just let those feet be soft for now. Maybe take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, just let it go with a big sigh. And maybe do that a couple more times. And then let's go ahead and inhale the heart forward, finding length in the spine, and walk yourself back up to a nice tall seat. And then let's lengthen those legs out once again towards the front of the mat. And from here, we'll find that Dandasana posture once again, but this time we're going to make it more restorative. So the first time we did nice, active, straight back. This time, with or without your seat, your supportive seat, inhale those arms up. Exhale, lift up and over the thighs. Bring the belly to the tops of the thighs. And just let those hands come down. Now, if this feels really good to you, just stay right here. If you have a blanket or bolster or something you want to put under your knees, you can do that. Or if you have blocks, once again, you can stack them however you like on top of your thighs or your knees, somewhere that's not putting pressure on the knee though. And again, turn your palms up and soften your feet. And if you don't have any of those supports available, just come into the rounded forward, head heavy, soft feet posture. But again, if you've got the supports, go ahead and use them. If you turn the palms up, that might give you a little bit more of an ability to soften through the shoulders, and feel free to mess around with the height of your blocks or your bolster or whatever pillow you might have available here until you get to a place where you're really feeling good and comfortable and where you feel like you can softly let go. Breathe into the low belly. And as you do that, you expand the muscles in the low back. Breathe into the side body, into the rib cage. Just allow your ribs to open like you're pulling open curtains. And as you exhale, just hug the ribs inward. And just notice how that changes the sensation of the posture, just where you focus the breath. And we'll all go ahead and inhale the heart forward. Walk yourself up to a nice tall spine, and then we're going to come on over to the belly into a nice soft sphinx pose. So send those feet back, pressing back through the heels, lower your hips and your knees to the ground and turn the tops of the feet down towards the mat. Press those elbows into the mat with their forearms parallel to one another, and those middle fingers or index fingers parallel to one another. And really have your shoulders stacked over your ankles, and imagine you're wearing a pair of jeans and you just want to press that zipper right down to the mat. Not hard, you don't have to be really tense and engaged here. In fact, soften through the legs, soften through the glutes, let the feet be soft, but then encourage that kind of idea of that zipper down to the mat to kind of protect your low back here. Draw the heart forward. Inhale here. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, roll your left ear towards your left shoulder. Exhale, chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear towards right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And then just kind of find a little movement here that feels yummy to you, depending on what's going on in your neck and your upper back and your shoulders. And then we're going to go ahead and inhale the head to the top of the spine. Cross your right or left forearm in front so that the forearm is parallel with the short end of your mat. Bend that right knee and draw the right heel towards your right sit bone. This might be enough right here, or you might want to reach back with that right hand and find your toes or your ankle, maybe your shin, and press up into that left shoulder. Open up through the right shoulder. You can press your foot into your hand, open up through the front of the right shoulder, the pectoral muscle, and breathe into the right side body. Expand through the right ribs. One more inhale here. Exhale, gently release that right foot, and then we'll cross the right forearm in front and bend that left knee. And maybe that's enough right there. Or maybe you want to reach back for that left foot with your left hand. As you press into the right forearm, the right elbow, the right palm, press that foot into the left hand and breathe into the left side of the body. Just a nice, gentle back bend here, opening up through the hips, opening up through the shoulders, through the heart. One more inhale here, and we'll exhale to release. Go ahead and bring your forehead down to the mat. Bring your hips along to the sides and wiggle your hips from side to side to release that low back. One more inhale right here. Exhale, let those hands be heavy and turn your head to the right. Resting on your right temple, your right cheek. Let's bring the forehead back to the mat. Inhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders, and maybe lift the hands. If it feels good to you, you might even want to interlace your fingers and draw your hands any amount away from your low back. Inhale here. Exhale, release the right temple down to the mat. Look towards your left. Relax the arms, shake out the hips. And then we'll come back to center, forehead to the mat. Inhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders, maybe lift the arms. Maybe interlace your fingers behind your back, switching up the interlace if you did that the first time. And you might even want to lift your feet. Squeeze everything upward, opening the front of the body. Back bends are so good for us. One more inhale here. Exhale, turn your gaze to whatever side feels right to you. We'll take one more breath here. And then without a whole lot of fanfare, we're just gonna flip right on over to our backs. Let's draw one knee and then the other in towards the heart. Give them a nice hug here and rock back, or back and forth. Rock from side to side. That's what this is called when we go from left to right. I'll try to remember that. Maybe extend your arms and cup your knees and let the feet come away. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows, draw the knees in towards the heart. Inhale, extend the arms, send the knees away. Exhale, draw the knees in. This posture is a variation of Apanasana, which translates to wind relieving pose. So if you relieve some wind, do not be alarmed. That's exactly what this posture is meant to do, as well as feel good on the low back, of course. And then let's release both knees down, or both feet down to the mat. Open up those arms. Take the feet as wide as feels nice to you. Inhale here, exhale, bring the knees to the right and the gaze to the left. Inhale, knees and gaze back to the sky. Exhale, knees left, gaze right. And we'll just keep moving with the breath really, really slow. Let the movement take the whole inhale and the whole exhale. Next time your knees go left, that's the last time. And then we'll walk the feet in towards the sit bones. Knees pointed up towards the sky. And let's just extend the left leg up towards the sky. Flex that foot, bring those toes to point down towards the knee. Inhale here, exhale, bend that left knee and bring the ankle to the top of the right thigh, opening up for figure four stretch. You might even press that left knee away, massaging the top of the thigh. If it feels good in your body, you can lift the right foot from the ground and interlace your fingers behind the right hamstring. If you want to lift the head and shoulders to get there, go ahead and do so, but then make sure you can get them both back down to the earth here. If not, then just come back to the previous variation. Every body is different on every day. And just hold on to this right thigh and maybe rock a little from side to side. Maybe press the right hamstring into your hands and then draw it in towards your heart, rocking forward and back this time. Or you might want to find some stillness here. You might even press your left foot a little more towards the right and see what that does in your left leg, hip, thigh. Find a spot that feels good to you that you want to hang out in for just a couple of breaths. Maybe take another big inhale and let it go with a big sigh. And then we'll release the right foot down and then the left foot. And then let's inhale, extend the right leg up towards the sky, pressing through the sole of the right foot. Might want to stay right here, or you might want to bend that right knee and bring the ankle to the top of the left thigh. Maybe take the opportunity to nurture yourself with a little massage on that right thigh. You might want to stay right there with the massage or lift that left thigh towards the heart, interlace the fingers, and make sure you can tuck that chin to keep your neck long. And just rock a little from side to side. Really flex those feet if you've got finicky knees here or your knees are sensitive. That supports, engages those ligaments around the knee for support. And then maybe press into the hands and then draw in towards the heart. Just a little bit of movement here. You might experiment with sending the sole of the right foot a little farther towards the left and see what that does to the right hip. And then find a place where you can hang out for a couple of breaths. Inhale with a nice big breath. Exhale, big sigh. Let the tension in the shoulders and the jaw go. And then we'll release the left foot and then the right foot. And we'll bend the knees and bring them together and just kind of heel toe your feet out towards the sides of your mat until the knees can comfortably rest in on one another. And bring your hands, one hand to your belly and one hand towards your heart. You might press into the feet and lift the hips so that you can really get a nice firm contact of that low back to your mat. You can kind of press into the triceps and the head so that you can lift the heart and snuggle the shoulder blades in towards one another. And then lastly, just lift the head, tuck the chin, and then lay the head right back down. Let those the triceps rest comfortably down to your mat. Let's just find that nice balanced breath. Just assess where you are right now. Just count how many beats it takes for an inhale. And as you exhale, match that same number to the inhale. It doesn't matter if your count is 2 or 10. Just find a nice balanced breath that feels comforting and nurturing for you today. Notice how your belly expands into your low hand. And notice any movement in the chest and the upper hand. Maybe see if you can create a little more expansion in both places as you maybe slow the breath down a little more. See how long you can let those exhales last. Maybe you can lengthen them another beat or 2 beyond the inhale. So you could inhale for 3 and exhale for 5, or inhale for 6 and exhale for 8. We'll be here for 10 full breaths, breathing your breath, keeping your attention anchored on the rise and fall of your hands. Let your shoulders be soft, your arms be heavy. Relax your jaw, cheeks, your eyes, your forehead. Your chin soften. And even as the belly and the heart rise and fall, let them be soft as well. Let the hips be heavy. And allow those knees to be supportive and weightless. Breathe. Relax. Feel. Watch. Allow. 3 more full breaths here. And then go ahead and inhale and just reach your arms alongside your ears and extend your legs and wiggle fingers and toes and rotate wrists and ankles. Maybe get long through the right side of the body and then long through the left side of the body. Keep those arms extended, but then bend your knees. Bring your feet to the mat and windshield wiper those knees once again from side to side. And when you're ready and those knees come to your favorite side, today. Roll onto that side and then press yourself back up to a nice tall seat. Let's go ahead and finish in Dandasana today. Just extend those legs out long, ending in this really balanced, strong posture, staff pose. Let those fingertips come out to the sides to support you. Lift your heart and draw the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale and reach those fingertips out and up. And bring your palms together. And exhale, bringing your hands right down to meet your heart. May you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your hearts. Namaste.